Mhm, mhm, mhm. Good morning. Good morning. Actually, I'm going to do this before we do a good morning because we don't want to lose our signal. I don't know why I didn't do this first, but good morning. That's why. Jackie Glass, Mama, Navy vet, certified doer, and the laced up legislator for the House of Delegates, 93rd District. What's happening? Um, Trying to get it to where this phone is. We are on. You have it? Okay. We are on our road. We are on the road getting ready to. And I bet you the signal is terrible. All right, let's see if we can get this right. I'm get in the car, getting ready. Good morning. Hold on. Getting ready for we're walking out of here. Actually, it's going to be a little weird. Okay, there we go. Hi, back up and running. Let's see if we can go live here. That was a ordeal. That was that was a thing. So, good morning. Jackie Glass, Mama Vet, Navy Vet, certified doer, laced up legislature, House Democrats, and third district. Yes, it is Thursday, the morning dew, and I am in the vehicle. I am in the car because, as I said earlier this week, I am on the road getting ready to take my son to college because that's real. That really happens. If you've been through it, I assure you, I'm going to need all the advice and all the help and all the things that I could possibly get because it's a thing. It's a whole thing. But I did want to express gratitude to everybody over the past week that have. And I don't know if y'all can hear me. Can you let me know if the signal is okay? Because feel like the signal is real off. If somebody can pop in the chat and just be like, yeah, good, or no, not great, that would be super helpful because I'm looking and it looks like I got signal, but I'm not 100% sure. Trying to make sure I got everything copacetic. Oh, I'm good to go. Okay, Shaz, just making sure that Jada was like telling me, oh, look at that. This man want to get hit by a car. So we're off to college. However, really excited. I want to thank the village. Last night we sort of having a surprise loving on my son, and I realized, there are a lot of people in my life that have made space so that I can show up better. Because I don't know if you noticed that you do not raise your children on your own. That's not a thing. There are people in your lives making influences, whether you love it, like it, or hate it. So thank you to the village. Thank you to everybody that came out. And I just want to say my mom is good. So if you saw the video earlier this week, I spent Monday in the hospital all day. It was an experience. It was an experience, but she's good. It just reminds me I read almost every message. So if you messaged me, I try to read almost every single message unless it came within the last 2 days. Because again, I've been trying to get my boy ready for ready for ready for school. Or just get myself ready. I don't think he need none of my help. Let's just be honest. I don't think he need none of my help. Um, but it was a reminder that I know there are a lot of you out here that are caregiving and that sometimes we just need a bit more empathy. And in this work, I recognize we all come to the table. We all come to the table with our stuff. Like everybody's got stuff, and we're just trying to live in this world and do our stuff at the same time. So if you are caregiving and you're thinking of like ways that we can be helpful, resources, that's what I'm processing is now how do we resource ourselves better to show up for the people that we serve? Because it's it's doesn't feel good when you're in the midst of things and you feel like there is nothing out there to help you, that you kind of just have to go through it. To that end, I did meet with the AARP. I may have said this before, but we had a meeting with an advocate with the AARP. Um, and what he sort of told us is that there's a lot of different legislative things, funding things that we can do to help people that are caregivers and don't necessarily uh, didn't come with secured. There aren't money bags. That's how I feel. Like I'm not Miss Moneybags, but um, specifically there was this grant program, or not even a grant program, a tax credit program, I think it was, in a couple different cities, or excuse me, a couple different states, where if you have to put up a ramp, or you have to get your bathroom modified, or if, because you become a caregiver, there's some sort of modification that you end up having to make for your home, that there's a tax credit or something to help you um, supplement having to make that major expenditure because you became a caregiver. So we're looking at a lot of different things. That's just, I don't know if I'll bring anything legislatively this session. I want to. I'll just say that I think I have one or two more slots for legislation, but it's something that's like at the top. It is at the top of my list when we talk about the care economy of things to do. With that being said, if you have not reached out to our office about something that's important to you or something you want to see legislatively, like now is the time to do it. We're at the back end of community input. So by the end of this month, I'll transition from getting timeline right, because I'm getting legislation ready for 2025. So by the end of August, we've been working all summer to get feedback from the community. Tell me your bill ideas. I know that I have at least 2 bill ideas that'll be on my 2025 uh, um, legislative legislation that I'll be bringing forward. At least 2 that come straight from the community, straight from people like y'all, just or like I'm trying to solve a problem. Um, and then some of the things are repeat things. Y'all know we still trying to get the police to stop lying to children. It's all these different things. But after August 31st, what will happen? After August 31st, what will happen is September. I'll spend time talking to other constituents, and want you guys to kind of understand the way I do business in my office is that like the sorry, this is a weird name. You all are constituents. The city of Norfolk is a constituent. Norfolk Public Schools are constituents, and so it's a matter of getting with those people too, and making sure that they understand what. There it is. Thanks, Jada. That's my niece Jada driving, so that I could do the morning dew. She's so amazing. But I have to look at those because sometimes what people of the 93rd district want are very different from what the school system wants, and sometimes that's different from what the city wants. And so I prioritize you all as the community first, right? Hearing you out, hearing what you think. September, I'll try to make meetings to talk with people within the other government agencies that I also consider my constituents. And then by October 31st, we should be releasing our legislative agenda to everyone. So by October 31st, you will know just about everything that's on my list that I will be bringing forth legislatively for the 2025 General Assembly session. Does that sound good? So again, this is your opportunity to be involved to the end. That doesn't mean you can't give feedback. That doesn't mean that, it's over, because we've had people come at the 9th hour and say, hey, can you carry this? And sometimes we said we can't, and sometimes it's just been that important enough to carry. And that doesn't mean that it's not important if we don't carry. It just means that it's something that we will have to wait, that we have to check and balance and wait, because I do a lot of work with trying to get y'all involved. If you have a community event, side note, go ahead and drop it in the comments. If you got questions, you got things, we're trying. We just had a AI roundtable, so shout out to if you got to come to the AI roundtable the other night. Tell me what your thoughts were. That's a thing for me. I kind of like to know like what people are thinking or what they thought of, how we can do things. Always looking for ways to improve and ways to do things better. If you just joined us, yes, I am in the car. Yes, we're getting ready to take my son off to college. What is hilarious? I have to say this. Asking him like, okay, so like, are you sure you want to take that? Are you gonna? He's like, oh, it doesn't matter. You know, I'll just when I come back, I'll just take it with me, or I'll bring it back with me. And I had the mom and me had an inkling to ask him, when do you think you coming back? And I think he thought he was just dropping his stuff off and coming back home. No, I think I clarified, and he was no. We broke up now, okay? I'm just kidding. I'm just messing. We not broke up. We not broke up now. But at any rate, um, I know that everybody's going wild today. If you are keeping your head on the swivel about what's happening in Chicago, about the DNC, I'll be honest with you, I've been tracking very little of that. We pretty much, it's affirmed that we will have um, Kamala Harris and Tim Walz as our candidates for the presidential election. I want to remind y'all, and I have to, if you've heard me say it once and twice or three times, that's because I believe it's important enough to say. I'm about to slow up here. Sorry, let me shut up while you driving. Let me shut up because it's accident prone up here, and I'd be like,
yeah, it says on there too.
You did? Dang, see, that girl good. That girl good. So, what is most important that we realize is as we get hyped up about um, Vice President Harris and her running candidates, we get like hyped up because it's really easy to get so caught up in the hype of things and what's happening. I do not want y'all to forget that. Okay, I sent the email last week. When you get a chance, check back. Okay, I will check and see. Okay, Bendo ×2. I'll give it a look. Um, what we cannot forget to realize is that um, we have local elections happening, which are just as and almost more immediately consequential than those federal elections. When we look at who is our mayor, who is on our city council, who is on our school boards, those are roles that affect our immediate quality of life immediately, right? Immediately. When we talk about what we do and what we don't want to see in our schools, school board is responsible for the policy. School board is responsible for the hiring and firing of superintendents. School board is responsible for listening to you and making sure your quality of life and not only holding our system accountable. City council, when we talk about the projects that are happening in the city, where things are allocated, who's showing up and making sure I hate to say it's little things like trash, but all these things, actually it's not a little thing, to be quite honest. Shout out to the trash man, the sanitation specialists that come by and pick up all of our stuff, right? Like, all of these things are so important to our immediate quality of life. When we look at the mayor and the council, I'm gonna put those together. Police chief, right? Like they're deciding who your chief of police is. They're deciding, how things operate within City Hall, and that directly trickles down to what your life looks like on a daily basis. Right? They decide who the city manager is, and the city manager ultimately is the CEO of the city. And I don't think people realize that is that we have a system in Norfolk, which most localities in the Commonwealth of Virginia have, is it's called a council week mayor, right? So what that means is that we have a council and we have a mayor, but those are all essentially part-time jobs. They do not, they are more oversight than anything. The person that runs our city under the direction of the mayor and city council, the person that runs our city is actually our city manager, right? All of the department heads report to the city manager. Every last one of them report to the city manager, and the city manager reports to the council. So do not forget that these people that we put in these seats will have a very um, will be very influential and impactful over who and how decisions are made in our city, and who and how decisions are made in our schools. And so I think we owe it to each other to recognize that we can have a president that is 100% on board with doing things the way we want to, or 100% not on board. But what matters is when it trickles down to the local level. An example I can give is when they said that when they talked about prosecuting people that came in from other states, extraditing people that come in from other states to get access to maternal health care or reproductive care, right? Like if you're if you lived in a city where your Commonwealth's attorney, who is also elected, decided that they were down for that, then that would be happening in your city. Same things go when we were dealing with ICE. So there are things that happen at the federal level that whoever's in the driver's seat in your schools, when we talk about book bans, y'all, everybody wants to talk about book bans. Norfolk didn't go through a whole lot of that, right? That's one, because I think part of the culture of our city is, we learn from books. There's good, there's bad, and there's ugly, and that there's a healthy way to have discourse about what does or does not happen. But we could have had a school board that was like full on board or fighting with each other. You saw it happening over in Virginia Beach, right? Like that directly impacts you all's quality of life and where people are focused and where they are not focused. I need y'all to remember that. So with that, we are launching a campaign called Run Up the Score. And I'm gonna need y'all. I'm just saying this right now, doers. Like, Run Up the Score is not just about the people that we get in office, but the participation that we put into working and understanding civically how all of this stuff matters for us. So that is my ask. Like, I need y'all to be in a position where we know that our city typically votes heavily Democratic, typically, right? Like that is a norm across Norfolk. That's where we live. Across Norfolk, we it leans blue, right? Understanding that we need more participation, and we should want more people to participate. Because quite frankly, I feel saddened when I go to events and I keep going and I'm going and I'm seeing the same faces all the time. And I know that there are other people out there that can broaden the perspective of the room, that can show up when other people can't. Like, that's what we need, because our rooms, quite frankly, are getting stale. And you can ask many of the activists in our city. You can ask me. Like, the rooms are getting stale, and we need new blood. And that's not to say new blood means young blood, but it means people newly engaged in their civic leagues, newly engaged in what's happening on council, newly engaged in what's happening with the school board, or what's happening at the state level. Because let us remember, we cannot forget, we live in a commonwealth that has a Dillon rule, which means your locality, Norfolk, is not making any decisions that the state says that they cannot. Okay, the state, as the middle child in all of this, the state determines what. That's how it works. If they want to do something different that's not already in their charter or given to them by the powers invested in them from the Commonwealth of Virginia, they got to come to the General Senate Assembly and ask for it. Like, literally, there was legislation last year where our city was asking if they could have an entertainment arena, right? Can they add that to something that they're able to build? You hear me? So BFD. So our goal is to run up the score. Our goal is to get more people participating, so we have more voices at the table. So, quite to be honest, as I've always said, so let me stop saying to be honest, to be frank, is that I would love to have more people agreeing and disagreeing with me on things. I would love to process with more different kinds of people. And I love the doers that show up. I love the doers that delegate. I love the doers that are in there and doing their very small piece, because that's what this is about, your very small piece. But the room needs to grow. It needs to grow. So that's why we're going to run up the score. We're going to get more people civically engaged, and it starts with just making a vote. It starts with just deciding that they're going to work the polls. If you are 18, register to vote, and you know that right now you could probably take PTO. I'm asking you to reach out to the Department of Elections and become a poll worker, because after COVID, y'all, we lost a lot of our poll workers, a lot. I just met a couple that I used to be at it faithfully at every working every single time, and they've stopped. They've since stopped. They're getting older, getting up there in age, and you can't do it no more. So for us, 18, I'm gonna say 18 to 60. I know that 60 don't sound young, but from 18 to 60, we need to start tapping in and start working the polls and being election day workers. Like, can we do that? Can we do that? I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Extra Pulp said, how can I be of service? Yeah, that's so. I imagine that we're going to be launching our our promo and things like that here pretty soon for Run Up the Score. This week kind of didn't go the way I expected it, but as we transition, I'll probably lose y'all as we go into the tunnel. But as we transition ourselves into really launching this campaign, El Segundo. I'm in the tunnel, y'all. So that's what happened. But we're gonna need people that want to knock doors up. We need people that want to meet their neighbors. Do you want to meet your neighbors? I mean, I have great neighbors, and then I have neighbors that are a challenge. Um, but it's an opportunity to meet your neighbors. It's an opportunity to learn more about what's happening in our city, and I think that we should. Would I am hoping. I am hoping that we take this opportunity. So I need you. 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 If you haven't already signed up for our emails and texts, what you can do is go to delegatejackieglass.com, and there will be a little tab that says, I think it says "Let the Doers Lead the Way," and you can sign up there to be helpful if you want to be a part of that. And then tell us. I am getting older, and what I think is cool is changing. It's not as hip. Look, I said the word hip. What I think is cool is not the norm. So we are also looking for people with fresh ideas on how to engage our neighbors. Period. That's all. So I would love to hear. Thank you. First of all, Extra Pulp. I love the name. It has so many different connotations. That's over on Instagram for everybody elsewhere. Is that Extra Pulp has an orange as their. I love this. Has the orange as their profile picture, and the name is Extra Pulp. I don't know. I like witty things. Good morning, and it's safe travels. Y'all, we've got 2.5 hours on the road. How much time we got? Y'all got about 2.5 hours left on the road to drop this boy off. Um, yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting. Please tell me all the good tips. Please tell me. I am. Don't give it to me, okay? Listen, the late stuff legislator. I might be in sneakers, but I'm pushing for a decade. Well, my son reminds me sometimes, Mom, you're middle aged, and I'm like, and I love it. I'm happy to be 10 toes down in some decades on this. I ain't missed a day. How about that? Yes, can't have the juice without a squeeze. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. That's what I love to hear. That's the get me fired up. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. So I will not belabor it. It is hitting on 7:30. We I need y'all to be involved and run up the score. So when y'all start hearing the promos on the radio, when you see an opportunity to get a shirt, when you see an opportunity to be a part of, we just want to get more people engaged, because when we do, the government that we have is more representative of us. Because guess what's going to happen? I need y'all to realize I'm a person too that I say I do not love politics. I am not good at it. Let me not say I'm not good at it. I am good at politics. Put it in the area. I'm good at I am a politician and I am good at politics. You see, if I say it enough, it'll be good. It'll be good. Like, there's nothing wrong with saying that I'm a politician, because that is my role for you all. I represent you, for some of you, but that doesn't mean that I always like politics, because that's a fact. And I don't expect you to always like politics. However, if you're sitting right now with clothes on in a public place, that is legislated. If you don't get paid your overtime and you're going to have a problem with that, your working conditions bad and you go to EEOC or OSHA, that is because legislation gave you the opportunity to do that. If someone hits you, if you put on your seatbelt, if you stop at a stop sign, if you follow, all of these things are legislated in some way, shape, or form. And your entire life, whether you love it or hate it, your entire life is legislated. So you better for damn sure find some policy that you love, hang on to it, and be involved on that piece. I don't care if the policy that you love is about declawing cats, because that's a thing. There are people that their whole mission, and they were successful last year, that's why I'm saying this, is to stop people from declawing cats. That's their thing. Do you think that was on my agenda? No, it wasn't. But it was on somebody's. So you don't have to like politics. Allow us to do politics better for you. And that's my ask, is I need your help doing politics better. But the only way I do it better is if I don't live in an echo chamber, right? And that's why I told you, at some point, you start hearing from the same people all the time. That's not good. I'm seeing that and I don't love that. So you get yourself into an echo chamber and people affirm, and you never grow. And that is why we need to run up the score, because we need more people finding their purpose, more people saying, F politics, but I love policy. I'm going to do the policy that holds the politics accountable. And if in my quest for trying to get better policy, for whatever that is, whether it's LED street lights or, again, making sure that we sell K-Pops the right way. Shoot, because that's a thing, right? Whatever that thing is, whatever the hell it is, you need to make sure politics turns towards your thing, but we've got to have more people. And so, let's get it. It's a Thursday. Tomorrow's a Friday. We're going to give it all as we've given tomorrow. We're going to give it what we can give. I expect to see you show out, because doers get more done. We are here to educate, advocate, celebrate, then legislate. So here's my education. We don't have enough people participating, and the way that we're doing business is not necessarily great. I need those more people so that we can advocate, right? When we start getting a little more people, we're going to celebrate those small wins. That small win is every person that you get to commit, every single person that you get to commit to learn a little bit more. That's a small win. Or to say, yep, you know what, I'm going to do my job. I'm going to find my thing, my one thing, whatever that is. And then you bring them on over to the laced up legislator, bring them on over to delegate class, and then we can have a whole conversation about whether or not that's something that needs to be legislated at the state, the local, or the federal level. And sometimes it don't even need to be legislated. This is just programs. This is just little policies that will require a law change. But do not forget that your local elected are also they're local legislators, state legislators, federal legislators. Power is invested in all of us, and we will only use it so much as we're held accountable to. At least for you. All right? So be my accountability friend. Bring me some more accountability friends so we can do more good work. All right? And I'm going to check the comments for anything. Good morning. I did say good morning to Anessa. Nessa created this. Hey, so I ain't a senator. I look it don't look like no fun over there in the Senate. You can tell if I said that. JK, just kidding, just kidding, just kidding. Got it. The email came from Power Through Initiative. Okay, got it. I will double check it. I'll take a look while I'm sitting here, just making sure. Open to learning more about that. Yes. All right then. Look at us. All right, this has been the morning dew. The next thing I have on the agenda is, or the next, I'll see you next Thursday. But we also have another round, two more virtual roundtables. One is going to be on elections administration. One is going to be on speed cameras. Yo, let me say this: school is back in session. School is back in session. That means some speed cameras are up. Okay, the automated speed cameras they're up. So if you speeding in the school zone and they don't put them cameras out there, you go get a ticket sent to you. Slow down in the school zones, okay? Slow, slow down. Don't get a ticket because they're gonna take that picture. It's gonna be the back of your car, and you ain't gonna be able to say much unless it ain't you. You can protest your ticket, right? You can let them know it wasn't you. I'm making sure that so we've got those two roundtables coming up. We'll have some fundraisers in the midst that I'd love for you guys to participate in. Know that the majority of what I get goes straight to having good staff, having people on board. If you're like Jackie, I don't do forum fundraisers. My ask right now is I'm trying to get people $25 a month for a year. So if you're able to go to delegatejackieglass.com, hit the donate button, give a recurring donation of $25 a month just for a year, look, we'd be grateful. We'd be grateful because I got bills I gotta pay. So I got people I gotta pay. But yeah, these things don't run off air. We definitely, it's a work, it's a hustle out here. Thank you, Nessa. I will remember that for next time I see you on here. All right. If that's it. So I'm Jackie Glass, mama, Navy vet, certified doer, laced up legislator for the House of Delegates, 93rd District. About to send this boy to college. One down, one to go. I hate to say that. That's not true. They don't never stop being your kids. Sending this boy off to college, and I'm hoping you all are able to make it a great weekend. Remember, you can always reach out to our office at Del J Glass at house.virginia spelled out.gov. Again, that's Del for delegate, J for Jackie, Glass at house.virginia spelled out.gov. And you can always reach our office at 757-472-129393 because we the 93rd district. So it's like 1-2, check 1-2, 93rd district. All right. Be well. Talk to y'all later. Have an amazing weekend.